Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Maya McGuire and I'm an educator with the Florida Sea Grant Program at the University of Florida. Today I'd like to share with you a lesson from our cetacean curriculum. This is a curriculum about whales and dolphins. And today I'm going to read to you a PowerPoint presentation from Lesson 2, What Makes a Whale a Whale? So today we're going to learn about a group of animals called cetaceans. And as I said, these are the whales and dolphins. Horses, dogs, raccoons, and humans are all mammals, just like whales and dolphins. There are 6 main characteristics of a mammal. Who can remember one of the characteristics of mammals that makes them different from other groups of animals? Think about that for a second. And if you've got a piece of paper and a pencil, you can write them down. Okay, if you've got some thoughts, let's see if you were correct. The first characteristic of a mammal is that they are all warm-blooded. Most mammals keep their bodies warm with hair or fat. Many marine mammals have a thick layer of fat or blubber to protect them from the cool ocean waters. Did you have that one on your list? Okay, here's the next. Mammals have backbones. These are made up of individual bones called vertebrae. Next, mammals breathe air. So even whales and dolphins breathe air. They do this through a blowhole on the tops of their head, just like cows breathe through their noses. Ready for another characteristic? Mammals have hair. Whales and dolphins have small areas of hair when they are born. For example, baby dolphins have a line of hair similar to a thin mustache that falls off shortly after birth. Whales, such as right whales, may have sparse hairs on the tip of the chin and upper jaw. Mammals all give live birth to their young. If you look really hard, you may be able to see lines on this baby dolphin, which is called a calf. These lines are where the dolphin was curled up inside its mother. Next characteristic. Mammals feed their young milk. So marine mammals are those mammals that are well adapted for life in the ocean. That's what the word marine refers to. Some marine mammals, like dolphins and whales, spend their entire life in the water. Others, like polar bears, may spend part of their life on land, but depend on the ocean for food. There are several groups of marine mammals. The group we will be learning more about are the cetaceans, the whales, dolphins, and porpoises. Seals, sea lions, and walruses are in a different group called the pinnipeds. Manatees and their relatives are in the group called sirenians. Sea otters and polar bears are also considered marine mammals. Cetaceans are divided into 2 groups, toothed whales and baleen whales. Toothed whales, or Odontocetes, like the bottlenose dolphin, have teeth. If you look carefully, you can see the dolphin's teeth in this picture. Dolphins have up to 100 cone-shaped white teeth along their upper and lower jaws. Baleen whales, also called Mysticetes, do not have teeth in their mouths. Instead, they have special fibrous plates called baleen that hang down from the upper jaw. We'll talk more about baleen in a few minutes. This photo on the right is of a right whale, which is a type of baleen whale. Many of the whales that you may be familiar with, and all of the dolphins, are Odontocetes. These cetaceans use their teeth to grab prey like fish, squid, and even other marine mammals. Bottlenose dolphins are toothed whales. Orcas, also known as killer whales, are a type of dolphin as well. And on the bottom, sperm whales are very deep diving animals hunting in 3,000 or more feet of water for their favorite food, the giant squid. The sperm whale is the largest member of the Odontocete family. Male sperm whales can reach lengths near 60 feet. That's almost as long as 2 school buses. Mature male sperm whales are called bulls. Sperm whales are able to hold their breath for more than an hour, which allows them to pursue the giant squid deep in the open ocean. In contrast to the sperm whale, some odontocetes are very small. The Hector's dolphin, shown in this photo, only gets to be about 5 feet long. This slide shows some of the body parts of a dolphin. The beak of the dolphin and other whales is called the rostrum. The forehead is called the melon. The blowhole, located on the top of the head, is basically the dolphin's nose. The fin on the dolphin's back is called the dorsal fin. The side fins are called flippers, and the tail fin is called the fluke. Echolocation is the ability of producing sound waves and then feeling the vibration as the waves bounce off prey and other items. Odontocetes use echolocation to find food and to navigate. Odontocetes rely on echolocation when they cannot see. For example, sometimes the water they swim in is not clear, or they may be swimming in very deep water where there's little light. To echolocate, Odontocetes produce sound waves from the melon and receive echoes, which they can feel through the lower jaw. Another characteristic of toothed whales is that they have a single blowhole, whereas baleen whales have paired blowholes. Dolphins and porpoises are both groups of toothed whales, but they are different from each other. Dolphins tend to have a longer, elongated rostrum and cone-shaped teeth, while porpoises have smaller rostrums, a rounded head, and flat teeth. If you look carefully at the two photographs, you may notice that the dolphin has a taller, hooked or curved dorsal fin, while the porpoise has a triangular dorsal fin. Dolphins tend to live in warmer waters, and porpoises often live in colder areas. Dolphins are more talkative than porpoises. Dolphins make whistling sounds through their blowholes to communicate with one another underwater. Scientists are pretty sure that porpoises do not do this. There are only about 14 species of baleen whales or mysticetes. On the top left, gray whales are only found in the Pacific Ocean, so we will not see them in Florida waters. Mother gray whales go into warm lagoons on Mexico's Pacific coast to have their calves. Then they migrate north to Alaskan waters to feed in the summer. These whales can be seen migrating along the California coast in late winter and early spring. On the top right, humpback whales are sometimes seen off Florida's coast, but these whales can be found almost worldwide. And in the bottom photo, North Atlantic right whales can sometimes also be seen off the northeast coast of Florida in the winter months. Mysticetes are very large whales. They include the blue whale, the largest creature ever to live on our planet. Blue whales can grow up to 100 feet. That's larger than the largest dinosaur. The heart of a blue whale is the size of a small car. Blue whales were almost hunted to extinction in the early 1900s because whale oil was used for fuel. Today, the population is slowly increasing in size. This is a humpback whale, which is a mysticete. Notice this whale has a small dorsal fin. Humpback whales have long flippers and a large tail fluke. They also have throat pleats, which allow them to stretch their throat open really wide when feeding. Like all mysticetes, the humpback whale has 2 blowholes. This is a North Atlantic right whale. Unlike the humpback whale, right whales do not have a dorsal fin. Right whales have short flippers. They also have 2 blowholes located on the top of their heads. In some ways, baleen whales are very different from toothed whales. Instead of teeth, they have a large baleen plate in their mouth. These plates hang down from their upper jaw. These baleen plates are made of the same material as our fingernails. In this photograph of a right whale skeleton on the right-hand side, you can see the dark baleen. The sheets of baleen are frayed on the inside. These hair-like strands are used to trap the tiniest of sea creatures like zooplankton and small fish, which are then swallowed in very large numbers. In the photo on the left, 2 right whales are feeding at the surface. Baleen whales do not have echolocation. Scientists are still unsure how baleen whales find the dense patches of food they are known to feed on. Baleen whales have 2 blowholes rather than the one found on toothed whale species. On the left, the blowhole area of a mysticete shows 2 distinct openings, similar to our nostrils. On the right, you can see that when the whale exhales, water droplets can make its breath visible. This is called the blow. Let's review what we've learned today. Does anybody remember what the 2 different groups of cetaceans are? If you said the toothed whales or Odontocetes and the baleen whales or Mysticetes, you're correct. How are these 2 groups similar? Well, let's see. They're both whales. They're both mammals. They all have flippers, fluke, and a dorsal fin. You may be able to think of other characteristics that they share. But how are toothed whales and baleen whales different? That's right, one has teeth while the other has baleen. Do you remember the difference between their blowholes? Yeah, the toothed whale has 1 blowhole and the baleen whales have 2. Can they both use echolocation? No, you're right. Only the toothed whales use echolocation. And of course, there are many other differences, including the types of food that they eat. Great job! I hope you've enjoyed this lesson and that you've learned something about our cetaceans. You can find other cetacean lessons on our website.